Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk Together. Thank you for joining us for an evening of talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Emma, and I'll be your host this evening. I'll be chatting to the cast of Anarchy and the Astral Sea, who you can see here, and we'll be going through some enticing questions and adventurous anecdotes. What questions, you ask? Well, the dice decide. Before we kick off, this stream is going to run for an hour. We're delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Phoenix Dice, and Alchemy RPG, and supported by Idle Champions, D&D Beyond, Warriors of Waterdeep, Neverwinter, and Elderwood Academy. We're Roll Together RPG on all social media. And massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. Our shows are available as podcasts. Just search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcasting app. With that, let us get in. I'm going to start off with a question.
Damn, that was a quick opening.
That was quick. I also heard Hero Frogs instead of Hero Forge, which made me proud of having.
Anarchy in the Astral Sea, Hero Frogs. I have rolled. This is a question for everyone.
Hey.
What was the hairiest or this has gone horribly wrong moment?
So many.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Anarchy. That was kind of the point.
Yeah.
But I think, well, it's a toss-up between the last two episodes, I think, because both times everyone seemed to be down on very, very few hit points, and there didn't seem to be an obvious way out. And then there was, well, it wasn't a Deus Ex Machina, but there was definitely a Deus involved.
It's just another Deus was the machine. We didn't need to get
That's what, yes. We completely inverted it because we made sure that, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This may sound like a bit of a segue, but I think it's the point when a red dragon appeared in front of our ship that none of us were expecting there and just breathed fire on it. We're like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, that's true.
That was a moment of, oh, God, we're all going to die. And then going, no, we're really high-level characters. We can do this. And then getting more and more encounters. We're like, no, this is okay.
That's a very good point, yeah.
I really, when Ricky, we go like, oh, we'll stealth this, it'll be fine. Ricky's going to sneak to the front, we'll be okay. And then Ricky was grabbed by some skeletons. We're like, oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that was, yeah.
What are we going to do? Here's maybe a solution. Rolls a natural 1 with a -2 modifier.
The combination...
Yeah, it's just a mess.
The combination of that and then watching all of you go down while I was too far away to do shit about it. I was like, oh, maybe sending me off wasn't the best idea.
It was. Yeah. You didn't have a lot of healing. As we realised as we progressed through, it was pretty much all on Ricky. Like, Blef did some very good save heals, but
Blef could only heal temporary hit points or like proc or a vitality, which is great, but not immediately. It's good if you have a minute.
Yes.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Blef did more healing, especially within the last 2 episodes, than I did the entire campaign. Like I had healing. I did not like
you just chose not to. You didn't
like a priority. Well, you said it yourself, Chrissy. You're not that kind of cleric.
Nope.
No. Exactly. Lest we forget, of course, the spectacular moment between Noradom and Incorrect, where the medicine check was a natural 20.
Mm-hmm. That was amazing.
It was so wonderful.
I said when I leveled up at that point, I can't die anymore, and then I didn't.
That is true. Amazing. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Very quick questions, Em.
Do me. I've never been in a talk together where we've got through more than one question, so this is really quite impressive.
You can talk more if you want. I'm not hindering you. I'm just,
I know, but I think let's
keep going.
Some other
Maybe we can get through all of them. What was the most surprising moment?
When the ship said, I've got another God Shard as well.
To be fair, I was surprised by that too, so...
Yeah.
That changed that entire conversation very quickly, and it changed what we were going to do in that moment very quickly, I think.
I think what happened was I panicked and gave the answer, and I was like, well, we're here now.
Let's do it. Oh my God.
The body that just slammed into the windshield of the Nautiloid.
That was amazing.
I was so excited to sell insurance to them, and then he's just there, like,
I know, you had a list of all of them.
I still have it somewhere.
I think every time we hit a new location through the color pools, it was a what fresh hell is this surprise as well.
Absolutely that.
Because it genuinely was.
Well, we knew which direction. After a while, we were like, okay, provided we do, I can't remember what the mechanism was, but we know which direction to go in. But then that still didn't stop being the thing. It was like, oh, there's a Kraken there. Oh, great. This is all easy. That was,
Yeah.
I think the whole theme of the entire campaign has literally been like, roll with it. Roll with it.
See what you can do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very grateful that you all did roll with it because I think it came together really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked.
Right, let's go again.
Jeez. So many questions so quickly.
So, 12. What was your favorite battle or encounter or enemy?
The color pool diving was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
just because like it's like, okay, we could do this thing and then we're doing this thing and then we're doing the next thing, even though the actual battle was just the with the hell wasps and the demons.
Everything kept coming with us. Like we couldn't actually escape it. That was the problem.
Yeah.
But also just dropping those guys off over Waterdeep was hilarious. I'm glad we didn't take on the lady on the. Was it the lady on the Griffin?
Yes.
Because we could easily have done, and I'm very glad we didn't.
We could have added insult to injury as well.
War crimes.
Because we then came back to Waterdeep, and it would have been like, oh no, we've already done this. Yeah.
I think that the first fight with the GIF, I really like because the reveal of the ship eating one of them was just absolutely glorious,
Yeah.
and I really just did it. This one is chaotic, but two, like the ship is just such a great character. It's like, oh, this is a mess, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still remember that first scene when I was like, maybe you could eat that, and then the tentacles of the ship just kind of feeding around on the shore and like touching the laughing log and the guest.
Yeah.
I really love the running battle in the dungeon where we were like trying to work out spacings and pacings and timings and everyone moving at different paces and the creatures moving at different paces. It was really nice sort of 3D combat that's also a chase. That's really hard to do. I really enjoyed that. It was great fun.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
I think I liked the dragon specifically because I don't think, if I recall correctly, it didn't actually work, but the idea of my character just hanging off by like knives on its face is just hilarious. But it was a real threat, and if I recall correctly, it did some decent damage to some people.
Definitely Chris Norodom on its nose.
Yes. Well, also, I think Norodom stuffed his arm like right up
It's
the
nostril.
Right in its nostril.
You did.
It was the idea was that it was for flavour, but I think it really hurt.
It's a dangerous way to approach a dragon, I think.
Or anything. I don't. Stuffing anything up something else's nose is always a recipe for trouble, I would suggest.
Also, I feel like
Words to live by there from Ed.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's on your headstone.
I personally haven't seen dragons a lot in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I haven't actually fought many, so anytime they show up, I'm like, yay,
This is right. This is how it's supposed to go. Yeah.
And there's a lot of fights from this that I'm really proud of. I walked away from the one you did on the Dead Bod Scotty with the worm and the I don't know what it's called now. Just feeling really satisfied. I think that one.
Totally.
Again, another fight where we weren't trying to just smack down something. We were trying to get a Burberlang away from it, and that the complexity of that was also great fun. Yeah.
Everything was so like not. There was a lot of fighting. Like we probably did like 10 hours of fighting, to be honest.
Totally.
But like it didn't feel like it because we weren't fighting. Like it wasn't just combat for combat's sake. Every single encounter had a purpose, and combat was just a problem we were solving. It's just like stellar.
Absolutely. If you have an entire recording session of combat, it can really drag. But we never did. Never ever did. It's great.
Thank you. Because I'm British and I'm uncomfortable with your complimenting me, we're going to move on.
Carry on hard.
I'm surprised you lasted as long as you did.
I've rolled 3 8s so far, just so you all know, but that's a 15. Which PC gets the Edgelord Award? Bless.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's not an edge.
Ricky leaned hard towards like, I want to eat the God Shard.
that was going to be,
And I was surprised it didn't happen. I honestly thought Chrissy was going to commit to doing it.
right.
And then we were just going to have to deal with it. Because we've got an hour left. Like,
Yes, exactly. Let's see. Exactly.
that was what stopped me. I was like, well, I mean, it is the last episode, but it's still like in the middle of it, and I don't want to take things off the rails. And also, if I eat it, then what if that might ruin future plans? So like, now M has a wizard that they can potentially torment, and yep.
Yeah. No, that actually is a very good sum up.
Great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Definitely.
That was just got to be a player character. Can you imagine?
It's
Sudden wild magic wizard.
so good. As soon as you said it, I was like, wow, I really want to play that character now. But I think I will have to battle the entirety of Roll Together because that is such a Roll Together character.
So totally.
I'm going to fireball that villain. Cool. An acorn falls on your head. Ow.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
Why?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that I just rolled another 8. So that's 4.
Wow.
Hang on, we didn't answer the last question.
You did. It's Ricky.
It's 15.
Yeah, it's
Is
Ricky.
it Ricky?
Yeah,
It is
it's
Ricky.
Ricky. It's Ricky.
It's Ricky. Who else would it be?
I think everyone else
You all
would be-
agreed no.
Last one, Edgelord.
Noradom's a sweetie. Incorrect is also a sweetie. Toast is also a sweetie.
It's true.
No conversation to be had.
Fine.
But Bluff is chaotic neutral, but not evil.
That's
not,
it, yeah.
not driven by chaos. Well, maybe. Who knows?
Which PC gets the Blessed by or Cursed by the Dice Award?
Ooh. Well, I mean,
I mean, Ricky rolled 3 nat ones in that one thing, but then
yeah.
I think we've all had some really bad rolling.
Also, because I think those, I don't mean to sort of denigrate what happened, but like those 3 natural ones didn't sort of destroy anything.
No.
Whereas there have been previous ones where rolling a natural 1 on my death save was really
Oh yeah.
And then that 20
bad.
on bringing you back was also obviously quite big.
Yeah.
yeah.
That one on grabbing the god's soul was a bad time.
That was exactly.
2 of you,
We've been
2 of you
really
rolled nat
unlucky.
ones. Yeah. There was there was that session where I rolled like 4 natural 20s in combat, so maybe I get the Blessed by the Dice Award.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Exactly.
I think the curse kind of like revolved around us because if I recall correctly at the beginning, it was Lola that was rolling really poorly.
That's true. Yes.
And then there was a time that Ed and Sam were, and then there was a time Chris was. So I feel like we've all
I failed every single con check the last session that we did, which is incredible because I have a +8. I failed every single one.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so it started with Lola, went to Ed and Sam, then to me and Chris. Oh, the Chris's.
We're all blessed and cursed.
You're all
Yay.
Cursed by the Dice. All right. In which case,
Dear God, Em. It's a question every 2 minutes. You're going to get
amazing.
all of them.
love
I know
this.
it's going to be so good.
Before we even get to the hour.
What would any of your previous characters have sorted this campaign in a heartbeat if they were here?
God, no. I don't think mine's ever been I don't think I've ever played a sorting character. I think they've usually had to be carried along by the party. Useful, but not the one to sort everything out.
I'm just thinking about Fiorica, who definitely is not a sort things out character.
No, absolutely.
I think Swarovski may have, but I think Swarovski would probably have thrown their hands up long ago.
Swarovski would not have dealt with this party. Swarovski would have been like, you're all children, go away.
Exactly.
It's like, I can't. What is this?
Yeah, I think Hunk, of my sort of characters I played for a long time, Hunk is even more easygoing than Corrected, so would have just gone with the flow the whole way anyway. Yeah. And we've had a party healer, should have been there really. And Gertie would have got pissed off with everyone and fucked off.
I think that's probably right. I think there's a very few characters who could have dealt with this whole thing. I think other than the ones that were here.
Yeah.
Sam?
Well, he would have behaved much.
I
Sorry.
think. Sorry, no, Chrissy, do.
No, you go ahead.
I think Clint would have caused even more problems, which I think is what he
Just
does.
filling the Astral Sea with beans.
Although there isn't able to be a solution. So far, Clint has already destroyed the universe once. If Vlaakith had got the soul, Clint would have just destroyed the universe again. So whatever. I think that Reggie would have likewise not necessarily worked with this. But I think been more useful because all of the charisma rolls that I miserably failed would at least have been succeeded. Yeah, but I honestly think that I don't think anyone would have dealt with it better than we did because I don't think it was possible. I think it was so chaotic.
To be honest,
like if everyone, you just had to throw enough shit at the wall and just hope for the best. I think that's what all our characters
Amazing
did.
way to run a campaign. I was thinking if Prosperous or somebody who had been able to sort of go like, we're now doing this.
Yes.
Because wonderfully, even the nominal captain, which was incorrect, no one had no one took on the leadership role, which was actually really nice because it gave space to everybody to find out their own like strengths or whatever it was. And also I think everybody was always included in every plan, just about. Which is well, I don't know if it's a surprise, but there's often the thing of
nice.
there's often the thing of someone takes the action and everyone follows, but I didn't feel like there was that in this, which was really nice.
And Chrissy, Soleil? No?
Soleil would have done pretty much identical to everything Ricky did. They're both chaos demons that are a little selfish and self-absorbed. So yeah. So no, would not have helped the damn thing.
We're happy with the team we brought. I've forgotten that we're supposed to say roll that dice. So roll that dice.
Keep it classy on the rolls, guys. That's the thing, right?
All right. If you could pick an NPC from this campaign to play as a PC, who would you pick?
I'm like the Pipsqueak. Just kind of because they're a dark horse. That's well, no, quite literally a dark squirrel, but like a squirrel. But yeah, because it's like there's more that you could do there.
The lieutenant. I would have so much joy with that.
Yeah, that would be really good.
This is the thing, right? I cannot wait to play GIF and I cannot wait to play Hadozi. Yeah. So when Spelljammer comes out in a couple of months, there's going to be a lot of like, there were some great character things to build off from there. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I want to say the ship. Yeah. That would have been amazing. But the thing is, I think you already you made that the combination of being completely deadpan and so terrifying was such a good character choice. I feel like I would only be imitating what you already did. So from that point of view, I think that the coolest NPC in my head certainly is the ship. And I think that was mostly to do with you, which is very, very cool.
So sorry.
No. I was just saying, other than the GIF and Pipsqueak and then the ship and Dranzen, I don't think we really fully interacted with any.
There was a guard on a griffin.
Yes.
Yeah, and also the unicorns.
The unicorn.
Gerald is right for the
old Gerald.
Technically, Gerald was one of Chris's NPCs that I borrowed. But
I love Gerald.
Gerald speaks like the Mad Hatter. It's very hard voice to do.
Other unicorn as well.
Yes, the Karma unicorn, whose name we did not appear. Let's say Gerald's older brother.
Lovely.
Harold.
Harold and Gerald. Perfect.
Harold the unicorn. All right, grand. We're moving on. Roll that dice.
That dice, Jesus.
Do it.
Whiplash.
That is another repeat. There we go. Which PC gets the cleverest use of a spell or ability award?
Oh, well,
Ricky's B.
Spell or ability, because I was going to say
Ricky's B spiritual weapon. It was just fun, and I loved that. And it was that's it.
We used to fight wasps.
Yeah. We have carpenter bees outside of my porch, and one of the reasons I won't let my papaw, because my papaw hates that they drill into the wood, but I was like, they chase the wasp away.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have holes. Let them chase the wasp away.
It wasn't effective, but it was fun, and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So concrete behind it doesn't matter.
I'd say Toast's use of their swarm.
Yeah,
I think
using the swarm to use a longbow as a small character is very cool.
Is it? There was a myriad uses.
Yeah.
Using it to move just broke everything. That was brilliant.
Absolutely.
I mean, the swarm is one of those things that basically it's such an amazing tool.
Yeah,
it can do a million things. So yeah.
I think that's but also because I certainly didn't use my being able to withdraw into my shell nearly enough, just because it didn't really sort of come up. But that's what I mean. I think that when you've got something that's that multifaceted, then you've just got to be vaguely creative, which definitely Loli you were. Yeah, you can find out millions of ways to use things.
I love how mostly I didn't use most my spells.
No,
maybe two in the last one.
But I think the thing was that what you did was take on the piloting of the ship until we found Dramzen, which meant that you were sitting there going, I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're controlling everything, which is kind of a metaphor for the whole show.
I really enjoyed using Glog to fire the cannons. I thought that was really great.
Oh, I really wanted Norodon to have more of a connection with Glog, but I think,
Glog could be back. Glog has a stat sheet, but that's a conversation for another time.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry, Sam. If you want to play Glog now, he only says one word at a time. Sorry.
It's like Kenku, but so much
I
oil.
would have given Glog the thing off screen. It's fine.
Glog the what thing off screen?
The bottle thing that you were doing at the end.
That was lovely.
Surely if you take that in, then Glog becomes a real frog. And can then go off and have adventures on his own.
Yeah, I feel like there is more to see with Glog. There's more. There's more there.
Oh, yeah, there's so much. Glog had more of a backstory than Bleth.
You just made yours up on stream, Sam. I've made contracts with all these people, and my family hates me, and then maybe my wife is sleeping with someone else, and no, I'm gonna have to pay all these people back because they're all dead.
I know this is like yes and is important, but there comes a point where you should probably stop.
Really, yeah, because the discussions about like the only way for Bleth sort of seems to be to either fake his own death or to achieve it.
We've got it.
But that's what I mean. It was wow.
Yeah.
Bleth has now officially skipped town. Went out for cigarettes, never came back.
But that's what I mean. Yeah.
Poor child.
I have rolled that dice.
Roll that dice.
Rolled it.
Yeah.
Which NPC gets the MVP award? Most
ship.
valued player?
Ship.
Yeah.
Most
I
valuable
think
player.
Assuming the ship is an NPC.
Yeah, the ship's an NPC.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's Dranzen for doing everything but not actually appearing on screen.
Well, actually, yeah, that's true.
Hey, Dranzen, what's your job? Oh, I do the boring stuff. Can you help us with any plot stuff? No.
I pilot the ship so that you do not have to.
That was a lovely thing because actually that was going to get complicated.
There's a conversation in one of the episodes where it's go, Dranzen, the thing you want to do doesn't work. What do you do? Dranzen goes, I don't know. You hired us to do the thing. What should we do? I don't know what you should do. So, oh God, okay, fine.
I was going to ask the monks, but they're all dead. That was
I love the fact they didn't sleep either. They're like, we're constantly I had this vision of them completely gaunt.
No rest for the wicked.
Well, yes.
All right, are we ready? We're going to roll that dice.
Oh my God.
I think I am actually going to run out of questions. We've had that one. We've had that one too.
Well, we're going to have them all in a minute.
Are
you see
there
one we
any
haven't done?
choices that you would go back and do something slightly different now knowing what you know?
I think tweaking rather than it would only be tweaks rather than actual do things completely differently, because I think there wasn't a sort of there were no proper missed opportunities. It doesn't feel like to me.
I was very tempted to try and destroy the heart, but Sam went before me and it just worked out that talking to the Godshard would have given us a way to get out. But that was my first instinct, was to punch the
I
heart.
thought that was what was going to have to happen, and that was going to be
the ship.
Sad.
What would have been the outcome? Obviously, it may not have been possible to happen, but had that GIF Yankee leader got to the Godshard first,
it would have been a fight with the Githyanki, with the powers of Kitty Petito.
Okay. I would have quite liked to have seen that to some extent.
Actually, that's a really good point.
I would really have liked to, as well.
We were already so tired. That would have been a really difficult fight to do.
Yeah, no, I know, but to some extent, actually, if the ending had been, oh no, Kitty Petito has got away and it's not going to destroy the universe, I think there'd be fun in that.
There are a few ways it could have ended. Like, for example, you could have left the shard in there with someone to be in the Astral Dreadnought forever. There were a few different things. I was willing to roll with kind of whatever happened. I did think that wishing the I said this to everyone at the break. I did think that wishing the it out of existence was the kind of simplest way. And I had bet to someone that Sam would be the person to work that out, and very quickly.
I was going to say, it took him minutes. It was amazing.
The first thing that came to my mind. But what is Vlaakith doing? That's what I care about next.
Stewing.
Stewing and looking for more Godshards. Because I assume there's There's plenty of
Well,
them. Right?
now I have
There's plenty of
created God shards. There's more of them, but God knows where they all are, or who's taken them, or who's got
so
them.
much opportunity there.
But that, I mean, the one for Kitty Petito is a particularly nasty one, so it suits a lich really well. All those poison effects, pestilence. Like, you wouldn't want to go find the god of unicorns if you were a...
Yeah. The god of really fun times.
Sean, go steal Sean Tayers. Like, that'll go really well.
There's a list of which gods are dead. Hang on.
Yeah, there is. It's I think on the Forgotten Realms page for
I'm looking at Forgotten Realms
for the astral plane.
Are we talking hundreds or are we talking like
no, it's only
like 12 or so.
a lot of gods
10
come
and
back to
20.
life, you see. So
Yeah.
by their definition?
We had Chris and I had a very long conversation before we started about which god to use as the dead god, because some of them might potentially be revived later or like might not quite be dead. So this is one that people really don't know about, and it's not relevant at all if Kitty Petito is dead and gone.
Yeah.
Searching dead gods brings up the Dead Gods Adventure, which is a thing that also happened at one point.
Although I guess there's some flexibility in it, and obviously there's this god shard which theoretically could be taken in by anyone and then call the goddess back. So had you actually killed off Helm, like Helm was dead and we went and found Helm, then Helm can come back in the form of, I don't know, going inside someone.
Yeah. But is that the same? If someone is every god therefore in a vessel of some description, so therefore has been just passed down?
Not necessarily.
In Forgotten Realms lore, when a god dies, their body goes to the astral plane.
Yes.
But, there's all sorts of other things that happen at various points. Yeah, like Amaunator, Bane, Baal, Enki, Gilgim. All of these gods have all died and returned, Makul, because they're all now gods again in 5th edition. So presumably there's some other ones on this list we don't know about. Oh, there's a giant called Ulutiu, I think.
Yeah, I was considering the giant. I thought it'd be fun.
Lyra's alive again. Karsus is technically there.
The god shard is entirely mine. Like, that's not part
I think
of...
it's a really, really cool little bit of brew.
It's a lovely
no.
That's not part of standing lore. That's just...
Oh, no.
What have you found?
No.
Calzarenad is a dragon demigod of the selfish, uncaring, or evil application of dragon magic. That one's definitely dead.
Oh, well, that is definitely being brought back in a weird bastardization of Elden Ring.
But yes, you can go and look up the list of dead gods if you wish on your own time. Chris, put it away.
Sorry.
I'm going to roll again.
Roll that dice.
Nice.
Please roll it.
Oh, this is a question for me. Were there any moments where the players took things in a completely different direction to what you were expecting? The entire show?
Were there any moments when the players took it in the direction you were expecting?
I think that's the better question.
There were some bits that were quite like they were set, like the colour pools, the colour pools you went to. Obviously, that was planned, so you were going there. So there wasn't a lot of opportunity there to just like randomly go off the rails.
Yeah.
The rest of it was quite like just letting you do what you were going to do and see what happened. I don't plan that much, so it's hard to surprise me because I don't know which direction I'm expecting you to go in. I don't even know which direction I'm expecting to go in. I completely made up that the ship had a god shard in it, like on the spot when you asked me that question. So
that made a lot of sense because the ship was considerably more powerful than any other ship we encountered.
Right. Yeah. And I think because that's what sort of it felt like a really good reason for their. What made the last episode so satisfactory is that obviously there weren't any more enemies to fight. We'd done everything. We'd killed, we'd
killed everything. The entire Astral Sea dead.
It's what it felt like, if you see what I mean. We'd got through and we'd done everything, and then all of a sudden we were fighting the thing that was most like useful to us. Because with every battle, it was always like, well, provided we can get back onto the ship, then we should be able to blow up or psychic scream at whatever it is, and we'll be fine. And then all of a sudden that was taken away. That was really good.
Had we not had the capacity to wish Kitty Petito away, and my plan was just, I'm just going to drive this into the sea and hope for the best because it doesn't like being wet. I'm going to drown it forcefully.
No, I would have just punched the heart until it died and crashed into Waterdeep and gone, that's it now.
I'm really glad that you didn't have to kill the ship because I really like the ship. Like you can't plan these things. Like, obviously, if you decided to go down that route, we would have done it. But I'm very glad that you didn't.
Totally.
I'm so surprised none of us died. Like fully died.
It was close.
I did not pull any punches. Like it's
no.
Well, it was the thing that we did have Chrissy as a backstop, but I don't know whether that would have been. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we had a
I
couple
had
of
a revivify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had diamonds, which I chose not to.
Well, this is yes, but this is also what I was going to say was that considering that in the storage part of the ship, we pretty much had whatever we needed.
Yeah.
True.
The fact that we got into that much trouble speaks to quite how tough the adventure was, considering, because we basically had everything we could possibly want and a ship, and yet we still kept getting into trouble.
I think as a family / crew that we're not that like forward thinking.
No. No.
Which fully explains why our captain and ship died.
Well, in my mind, he was the practical one.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he was really with it and on it and had plans, and it just went wrong. And then without him, we're just like, it's going anywhere we can, flying off in random directions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all a bunch of kids that literally have no idea. Like, we can't be like, if we do this will be the consequence. It's literally just like,
Just not part of
do
it.
the thing.
Yeah. It's not part of it.
Oh, I love that so much, though. It's so good.
Totally.
Right. Shall I roll that dice? I'm going to roll
Roll
that.
that dice.
God.
Uh,
One every 2 minutes at the moment.
which PC gets the Loot Goblin Award?
I think it's probably Chrissy. So Ricky.
Oh, I was gonna say bluff.
It's definitely
It's,
Blair.
it's a toss-up between the two of you. Ricky did steal the Left Lieutenant's purse in the first
That
episode.
was brilliant. Yeah, exactly. That started off everything being like, oh no.
His
However,
entire character is based around
Blef did
greed.
a lot of looting through the bowels of the ship.
But that was
Also
kind
getting
of for
people to-
purpose, though. It was like, I'm gonna fix Glog, and then giving stuff out.
Do
And
loot
he
goblins
really
not
went
have
for stuff. It was-
purpose?
Sorry.
Do loot goblins not have purpose?
I think they don't. I think it's just a collection of things. This is what I mean, because although Blef, by his own admission, was this horrible, horrible character, there wasn't actually that much genuinely evil that came from him.
No, it was very neutral. It was about gaining money,
Right.
Technically at other people's expense, but not in a way that was necessarily harming them other than financially. Like, Blef would never kill someone to take their money, but he would try to convince them to sign up to an MLM or a reverse funnel scheme or
Which would hurt
just
them
to
a bit.
sign an insurance policy they categorically did not need. However,
Yeah,
it turns out that when a party like us comes around,
Everyone needs all the
everyone
insurance.
needs it.
Yeah.
But that seems very loot goblin-y to me somehow.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally agree. It depends if you count money as loot, right? Every opportunity in the first few episodes that we encountered someone was, can I sell you
so
this?
funny.
I enjoyed that greatly.
You literally went, we're going to a new place. Can you give me the names of all the people and I'll write the policies out before we even get there? So all they have to do is sign on the dotted line and I get more money.
And also, I love the thing of that Blef couldn't write properly, as in like all of
Just
the
random names.
yeah, and it was with lots of sort of pretty squiggles above it, but it didn't really mean anything.
But Blef could read, so I want to clarify that for the list of illiterate PCs. Blef could read, he just couldn't write.
But had such confidence in his own like.
Is there
convincing
a
ability.
word for that? Can't write but can read? There must be. I
What's
don't know.
supposed to be?
Chris, are you still reading that list of dead gods?
No.
Chris is playing the next 5 adventures.
Am I reading this? I'm looking at dead gods. Yes, I
You
am.
zoned out.
I'm sorry. I was back in. I was
Welcome
looking
back
at
to
dead
Talk
gods.
Together.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna ask another question because I genuinely think I can get through all of them, and I'm really like.
Right. Will this be the first time we get through all the questions in
Yeah,
under an hour?
I believe so.
Great.
Right. The next one is: were there any moments of genuine scares?
As in not just scared for our safety, but as in like, what the hell is that?
You
mean?
The question is what it is, Ed. I'd interpret it in your own way.
Well, I was saying because the Kraken was an interesting one because that's the only thing I think we genuinely ran away from.
Yeah,
That's true.
Because I think
I was quite scared when you went unconscious and no one was near you who could possibly heal you, and then you rolled a natural one. It was like,
That was
I think Norodum's gonna like die, at least temporarily die now.
Yes. Which is, but the problem for me that wasn't that scary because it keeps happening to my characters. Is the problem. But at the same time,
I'm used to dying now.
well, but
I've done it 1,000 times.
the living on the edge thing of it. Yeah, no, completely. But also, it's the how do you put it? The amount of revivifying and sort of stuff that is potentially in the game means that it is very hard to.
It's very difficult to actually kill a player character outright unless someone genuinely wants it to and is like gunning that way.
Right.
It's very difficult. And even if you do want to, as Sam was potentially looking at in this episode, it's still really hard. Like the situation has to line up.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
That's what I mean. It can, but that's
This
why
Sam was looking at in this episode.
Oh, I've been messaging M that there were plans afoot, but it just didn't align.
I mean, it was in the group chat as well.
Oh yeah, no, but I had plans for backups and other things.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. But that will be utilized at a later date, I think.
Well, exactly. I mean, yeah, the idea of, not necessarily the same crew again, but I feel like I'd love to bring back any of these characters.
Yeah.
Also to see what they could do in another group, because I would be fascinated to see if they were even vaguely as effective as they were this time around. If you don't have the sympathetic chaos energy around you, does the chaos actually work elsewhere?
It'd be so sad to break them up, though.
Oh, totally.
Because we're all established that they're a family together now, and then it's
all about family.
Well, that was the thing is that actually, because my thing with Norodom is that their backstory is harsh indeed, but that therefore this was found. I thought there was going to be more. I thought it was going to take more role playing in order for us to all sort of coalesce properly, because I thought we were going to be such different characters. Yeah. But actually, I think what was united, given that Norodom was a stowaway, Toast was a stowaway, Incorrect's just. I don't know how you describe it. It's not a stowaway, but sort of kind of like not actually the person, not actually.
It's a refugee. Yeah, definitely.
Right, but that's what I mean. So everybody wasn't where they were nominally supposed to be, and that just drew everybody together really, really nicely. Even Blef, who I was pretty sure Norodom was not going to like after the first couple of episodes. Actually, there was always a good heart to everybody.
I made a sort of conscious choice to go. Incorrect and Blef are old friends, as in they've known each other for a couple of years.
Yes.
Therefore, nothing Blef does will ever piss Incorrect off that much. It will always be Blef.
Oh no,
it's happening again. But never going to a why do you do this? Because if we were going to have that conversation, we should have had it at least a year ago. Yes. And now it is too late.
Absolutely.
It feels like almost the perfect one-shot group, though. Like, effectively, we can remove the wish stone because that would just cause problems for everyone involved. But you could basically go, they're level 15. They have this ridiculous ship. Oh, they're fighting, well, an astral dreadnought or a god. Like literally a god.
Yeah.
I want to punch a god.
Or we could be fighting Vlaakith.
Exactly. Oh, come on.
That would require us to all have purpose and drive, which...
I feel like it would be a thing that we literally just stumbled into.
Yeah, like she appeared in front of you and you were like, oh shit, Vlaakith's here.
That's interesting.
We're at Mercandraw Bog, like selling ourselves.
We just fixed all of Mercandraw Bog. No, the Gith are invading.
with like one of those.
Finished my nuggets yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Pickle nuggets.
Oh.
I was going to say also the accent choices from everyone was strong. And everyone committed to them properly.
It was great.
Very good.
I had been working. I'm so glad I'd been working so hard. I'm going to go Welsh. I'm going to go Welsh. I'm going to go Welsh. And then like 2 days before, I was like, I can't pull this off. So then seeing Norodom, I was like, this is just perfect. Got me so much joy.
Glad. Yeah.
I loved it.
It was when you did like Bless Voice for 10 minutes in the first episode, Sam, and then you're like, oh no, I have made an error, but I've committed.
The voice is gone. There's a lot of that.
It's an error that I realized when we were recording the like pre-tapes, and Chris and I had already been chatting for too long at that point, and then we were like, let's do it. I was like, this is fine. And the next day, somehow I kept on developing ulcers at the back of my throat. And it was absolute agony, but eventually it stopped, and now that's just how I talk.
You've got your voice trained.
What it is that if you do a really gravelly, growly voice, you end up lacerating that part of your mouth.
It's what can end up in polyps, I'm assuming.
Let's just protect Sam's voice. That's just.
Oh, it's fine. The next ones are far simpler and more friendly. One other scary thing, I think, that final episode had Incorrect not been in the position to, had there not been like the wish stone in the heart.
Yeah.
I honestly think 3 characters probably would have died. Because realistically, Toast couldn't have saved all 3 of them in 3 turns. One would have to die. Blef was off doing his own thing, and I was quite anxious at that point.
I probably wouldn't have died again, Sam.
Yeah, but the others might have done.
Yeah, I can't do much about that, but
Exactly, yeah.
I was looking at when leveling up as well, and if there was any chance of taking Ingrate into some clericdom, because there is a certain amount of like party glue that they tend to function as, but their stats are too low.
No, I know.
They are the
but that felt quite precarious.
If that's precarious, I could do that.
I'm gonna. No, Ed, you go ahead. You go.
Only just the thing I liked as well was the no, I'm not going to do that because it's mean from Emma. Only for Chris to go, yeah, go for it, lean into it, and then all of us nearly died. And it was a properly thing of like, I challenge you. Oh, that was a stupid thing to challenge us off.
Already at half health.
Yeah,
I enjoyed every second of it. What are you talking about? It was great.
Gold dust.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Roll that dice.
Roulette.
Oh, natural 20.
Hey!
Players, what is next for your characters?
A marriage, I hope.
You're going to marry the ship?
Yep.
We have wedding rings.
Oh my god.
Really?
What happens at the wedding?
Well, that's as
As
a
a wedding night function, I mean.
You don't have to have a wedding night. There's perfectly many relationships that don't involve like
That's true.
various bedroom shenanigans.
I'm sorry. When one of the partners can make their own bed, I think I feel like it would be unfortunate not to take advantage of it.
It can make more than that.
But I'm suddenly thinking that something going wrong at the wedding reception is the one shot that I want to do next time.
It's either a wedding or a funeral, I think.
Right, exactly.
And then just back together.
I can do ceremonies for both.
Yeah.
We haven't had a funeral for our captain. So,
Not had a funeral for the captain.
There was a toast at some point in the bar at the very start.
In so many ways, yes.
So Norodam's getting married. Anyone else?
Ricky's gonna look for more god shards to eat.
Is that actually?
I'm not surprised, Chrissy, and if anything, I'm excited.
I love that idea.
this is why I think Ricky was the loot goblin.
The potential that has been unleashed by the thing. Yeah, I think that's probably right.
She's gonna look for one that isn't the god of pestilence, that won't make her sick, but will just do some really cool shit. She's kind of hoping that the Feywild will have at least one lying around.
Oh,
That's
yeah, they're
wonderful.
10 a penny.
As a side quest for another campaign, it's kind of like, yep, Ricky is only got one focus. Going to help out as much as possible, but one focus. I love that.
Yeah, it just reoccurred to me that we're in the Feywild. I have a feeling that this crew might piss off some Fey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
General fact of being there.
As part of the Roll Together verse, there is law that in the future there's going to be a massive war in the Feywild, so maybe it's your fault.
Yes! Oh, I love that idea. Unintentionally, obviously, but definitely that should be us. That's hilarious.
All right, so we've got marriage and a god shard. Any more for any more?
I think probably traveling with the others. I don't know where the wild magic comes from. It's not set. So working that out at some point would be nice. But also, Incorrect's 5 years old. Lived a long, healthy life.
We have no idea how long Modrons live for.
No, not a clue.
Ow.
I don't think there's a. I think it is literally that we don't know because no one has seen one die of old age yet.
Yeah.
Same with Warforged, right? Like no one has ever seen one die.
Warforged
of old
Decay.
age.
Warforged Decay of a
Oh,
certain
do they?
point. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they don't.
Eberron rules they do, but Eberron rules aren't necessarily rules for the rest of D&D.
Okay.
And also, would the I can't remember the phrase for it, but the Odysseus broom thing not apply? If you keep replacing parts, then it won't be the same thing, but it will still be the same person.
That applies to humans as well, Ed.
Understood, but not as easy to do.
We've been doing it constantly.
Your entire body refreshes every 7 years, all the cells.
Yeah,
Understood, but there is
it
an
is still
inbuilt
from
innocence.
yourselves. It's not that you
Yes.
cut off your arm, put someone else's arm on. Go, that is Chris's arm.
But that's what I mean. As in, it would be easier to do with either a Warforged or a Modron.
Well, it depends if you believe that DNA creating something is more intrinsically you than adding an object and making it part of you.
Which I don't. I have.
I'm really
metal
glad that
incisions
we're
myself.
continuing nature with Anarchy in the Astral Sea as part of our talk together. I'm so proud of us. Lola, what's Toast going to do?
Honestly, I don't. Toast absolutely doesn't want to go back to the kind of weird feudal caste system society that he came from. Like, it's very not toast at all. So I think it's basically just like, if
Carry
they
on.
somehow wake up and they're not with the crew, they would probably be trying to find their way back to the crew somehow, because
Cool.
that whole thing before the crew was just this like whole level of a different level of chaos, but bad chaos that they
Yeah.
were trying to do with.
Not fun, exactly.
So like,
Sticking with the crew. And Blef, dare I ask, are you going to go and like sell insurance to the entirety of the Feywild?
I think some lessons have been learned. I think both Blef and Glog. I think Blef. It depends really, because Blef has put himself and his family in such a precarious financial situation as a result of his actions. Assuming that his disappearance would result in an insurance payout. So Blef's master plan was that Blef had taken out insurance upon himself, such that in the instance of his death, then his family would be provided for. Right. But the problem is, if disappearing doesn't do that, Blef needs to find a way to actively fake his own death or get more money to give to his family. That's a problem in and of itself, but whatever. Glog is the one I care most about, because Glog's origin is not, and Glog, while he crucially is a Steel Defender, he's not Blef's Steel Defender. And so I'd like to find a way to not necessarily reconnect Glog with the person that made him, because I think that would not necessarily be possible, at least not without Liz's input on that. But I would like to find a way to connect, to at least reveal that, whether that's through Blef or through Glog itself. But yeah, I think Blef has a lot of, fortunately he's now away from financial trouble for himself, but does still somewhat care about his family, even though I'm pretty sure that he might be being cucked, which is quite unfortunate.
I mean, you made that choice for yourself.
You literally set that up.
Yes.
I think we have time for one more question.
All right.
Which means we will have got through 15, which I'm quite proud of.
Yes, it's amazing.
And
As a big goal.
I have rolled a 10, which means I ask you all, what was your overall favourite moment?
Oh,
A hug.
yeah,
The hug.
Say the hug as well.
I think that's right.
Incorrect talking about pirates and them family. It was just really, really sweet.
Actually, yeah, that's
That's
true.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really, because having been utter chaos energy up until that point, to have a sudden moment of realness, I suppose you'd call it, was really, really nice, and definitely sort of made the flavour of the whole thing more interesting. I think that's great.
That bit where we were all going, what are we actually doing? And Incorrect broke character, which is interesting. I was watching it back, and the thing is, it's not so much that I gave a monologue and everyone was like, oh, there's a nice monologue. It was, I said something like, I don't know who I am or what it all means, at which point everyone in their own way jumped in and went, well, we're a family, we all work together, we're pirates, and that may not mean something to everybody, something to us, and everyone joined in on that, so I really liked it. That was a shared moment.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
and I think that's what I mean. I think that was the point when I realised, Norodom has no need to integrate, because the crew's normally been together for a while before this all kicked off, and so Norodom may have been sort of keeping his head down before that, but I think those sessions in particular meant that there was no question of integration. It was just, this is family now, and this works really well.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
I really enjoyed at the end Norodom going down and speaking to the ship. Just really cute.
Absolutely.
All the filth. There was so much filth.
That was amazing.
I mean, it's unsurprising in a ship that can open corridors for you to go down, and oh my
But it
god,
got really inventive. That was what I was impressed by. That was very funny.
I mean, there was a lot of filth, and there was also a lot of just like, that's gross. Why?
But it also meant we had some lovely heartfelt moments that just became utterly silly. What was Ed's line at the end where it was like, I love very much being inside you. And we're all like, oh no.
What are you supposed to do? When I said that, I was kind of like, this was supposed to be a meaningful, oh, damn it. No, well. We got it back.
Awesome.
But yeah.
It's so wholesome and pure being inside you.
That's what I mean.
I'm going to push it. We've got time for one more.
Oh,
Great.
Yay!
Go for it.
All right, what have we not said? Speed run, we've got 4 more. Let's do it.
Wow. Okay.
Which PC gets to throw the rulebook out of the window? Let's homebrew this award.
Oh, Blef, surely.
I think there were many things that Blef did that were like,
desperate to bend the rules.
what's this happening?
there's a lot of like, but physically and scientifically, wouldn't it mean that?
Yeah. The rules lawyering was amazing.
That's Sam, not Blef, to be clear.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I'm used to it. I have other players who massively rules lawyer. I'm practiced at this.
Yeah.
We're moving on. What was the funniest moment?
Oh, that's impossible.
There's so many.
I think of the thing.
I tell you, my one was the thing of Norodom coming in and finding Toast in the helmet already, and then not understanding that the conversation was happening between Toast and the thing. What are you doing? That really pleased me.
I absolutely loved when you guys got like sourced on magic space wine and Ricky started having hallucinations that Blef was the wizard.
Going through the tunnel was going to hell. And it was just really out there.
That was really good.
That moment, like, I wanted to roleplay with you so bad, but at the same time, she was terrified. And I was like, she would run. I was in there, I was like, I want to roleplay with Sam.
That was great.
2 more. They're both for me. I'm sorry, this is going to be so boring.
That's all right.
Was I inspired by any books, films, plays, games? Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate, SG-1, Pirates of the Caribbean, stuff about God that I've read in books. Like there's various bits of inspiration in there, but
stuff about God.
It's really hard to pin down because it's just like it comes into my brain in a mush. I'm not like, oh yeah, that reminds me specifically of that moment in that thing.
No, but it means you didn't try and follow somebody else's thing, which is entirely what you should be doing.
I would say the start had very much the original Star Wars trilogy vibes to it, like reluctant heroes being asked to do something. I specifically echoed some lines, like that's the closest it got to like a pin down.
Homage.
I just want to stop. Stuff about God that I read in books. Is this based on the Bible? Fantasy gods, not real gods.
Yeah.
Not a real God either.
Revelation took a weird turn.
Lola?
No, I was going to be really good in question. I don't know how many references we managed to fit in over the course of the campaign.
Oh, thousands.
Certainly a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'm going to turn the last question on you. Were there any secrets or mysteries that you didn't solve or that you'd like me to answer now?
Ooh.
Please don't ask me who the other god is because I don't have a name for them.
That was what I was going to ask. You already told us.
The left lieutenant.
Yes.
Oh no, I can't remember whether they're dead or not.
They're alive. They're a gift. They're out in the Astral Sea being left lieutenanty, bureaucratic as all hell.
That's what I feels like the scariest character we came across, to be honest. Just inflict bureaucracy on the universe.
How did the GIF people little pocket thing get stuck inside a sentient ooze?
Oh, nice.
When was the sentient ooze?
It was around the...
The sentient ooze is in partnership with them. They feed it and it looks after their village.
Okay.
What was
It didn't really seem to like them at all.
Well, they are officious.
Sam and Chrissy each had one, so...
I was going to say, Chrissy, you go first.
What were the monks gonna do with the God Shard?
They were taken it to the temple and then tried to protect it there.
Well, that wasn't going to work very well, was it?
Damn, but glad we turned up.
What was Dranzin's deal? Like was Dranzin a monk, or did Dranzin just like the monks? Where's Dranzin going next?
Dranzin is part of the rebel team of Githzerai
yes.
operating across the Astral Sea. The monks were also part of that rebel group, but not necessarily like directly connected. They were from a different place, and they were just aware of them as a contact group.
Quite literally.
More people in Dranzen's group.
Pardon?
Yeah, but Dranzen didn't know them.
Yes, there are, but they were further away.
So literally, Dranzen is Princess Leia. The God Shard is R2D2, and we had to get R2D2 and get R2D2 to Ben Kenobi, but Ben Kenobi was nowhere to be seen. So the Millennium Falcon ate R2D2, and then we had to try and kill it. But it turned out that the Millennium Falcon had also already eaten R4D3, and it very confusing.
God, that's true.
Am I Chewbacca?
I think you. I always thought Glock was, but I think you might be.
That makes Norodom Han Solo. Just putting it out there.
Only much less
Less
rapey.
C-3PO.
What does that make us as a me and Ricky?
Ooh.
One of you has to be Luke. That's got to be Chrissy, because Chrissy was tempted by the...
Totally, and is now looking for another one.
So in that case, I think Toast becomes Obi-Wan Kenobi, because you were the one who interacted. Oh, Yoda.
Very true. Yes.
Who makes it
I
Toast?
don't mean to be harsh, but Toast is clearly Luke because Toast is young and inexperienced and learning about the galaxy in
No,
the way
but
that it functions.
Toast wasn't tempted by the dark side.
Neither's Luke. That's the whole point.
No, Luke is tempted
Toast
by the dark side.
Toast tried to eat it.
No, Ricky tried to eat
But
it.
Toast tried to on a failed
All right,
wisdom throw.
we're going to keep
Anyway,
arguing
that's the
about
end of the
this
show,
when the
isn't
show ends. But that's all we'd have time for. Do any of you have any projects going on that you want to shout out quickly?
Yes, maybe by the time this is done. Maybe.
Want to say it and we can edit it out if you don't?
I'm restarting a podcast called Chaotic Adequate, which is a comedy D&D podcast, which I run with, or I don't run, I didn't used to run, with an amazing comedian called Steve Cross and a cast of other comedians. We are still yet to finish casting, and there will be some one-shots and things coming out in the process before that. So yes, that will be out at some point, hopefully end of summer.
Amazing. Anyone else?
I don't know what I'm going to be doing in July when this comes out, but I play with Queen's Court Games sometimes. So yeah, you can come watch our stuff. It's more horror related.
Bring it.
Nice. I still sell yarn. I still do dye patterns.
There will be a link in chat to Lola's yarn shop, because Lola dyes amazing yarn. So if you knit, you should check Lola out.
Or crochet or fiber arts, but yeah.
You got anything, Ed?
Actually, no. At the moment, there's very little. I know. An actor unemployed, who would have thought?
And we've got a new show starting on Monday. And what was this slot? Which is set in Mithranor. That old classic Forgotten Realms location. Find out more on there.
I've definitely heard about it.
There you go. That's all I want.
So yes, thank you for joining us. You can see our schedule in chat right now. You know where we stream. You're here. Thank you for joining us. If you joined us on podcast, thank you also. We welcome you too. Massive thank you to our D20 Club. We really appreciate all of your support, and also from all of our supporters and sponsors. You are all excellent. We really appreciate you. That is everything from us. I'm not going to say it, so I refuse. So we will see you next time.